this is what Jude was reading from. Okay? With the book of Enoch, you understand the course of years. You understand future judgment. Enoch was showed everything. And he was used to judge the angels that came down to sleep with women. And at this time, he was king and priest. He was so righteous, the Most High took him. He was translated into the heavens. But yet, there's no reading material on him in the Bible. Why? The Catholic Church want to hide the gods they are worshiping. Let's go to the book of Enoch, the 6th chapter.
Enoch, chapter 6, verse 1.
Start at the first verse. Read it.
Enoch, chapter 6, verse 1. And it came to pass when the children of men had multiplied that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters.
Read it again.
And it came to pass when the children of men had multiplied that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters.
It was born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. Read.
And the angels, the children of the heaven.
And the angels, the children of the heaven, to show you they're the Most High sons also. Read.
Saw and lusted after them.
They looked down and lusted after the women. See, and that's why it tells us in the book of Corinthians, the 11th chapter, that a woman should keep her head covered because of the angel. Why? Because the angels were enticed before the flood and sin came into the earth. Same exact thing. We're in the book of Enoch 6 and 1. Read.
And the angels, the children of the heaven, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, Come, let us choose us wives from among the children of men.
Let us choose us wives from among the children of men. Read.
And beget us children.
And let's make children. Read.
And Simjaza, who was their leader, said unto them, I fear you will not indeed agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin. And they all answered him and said, Let us all swear an oath, and all bind ourselves by mutual imprecation.
So these angels made an oath. Read.
Not to abandon this plan, but to do this thing.
Go ahead.
Then swear all they together, and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it.
So they agreed. Go ahead.
And they were in all 200, who descended in those days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon.
So you had 200 angels come down on the summit of Mount Hermon, whom in Greek mythology it's called Mount Olympus. You notice in your movies, Paramount, you have stars coming down through the sky, down around a mountain on your Hollywood screens, to show you the angels or the stars that are being worshipped through Hollywood. These are the stars that the Jewish powers are worshiping, or the gods they're worshiping. Now, they bear Nephilim. It's going to show you. Read.
Who ascended in the days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon.
Go ahead.
And they called it Mount Hermon.
And they call it Mount Hermon. Go ahead.
Because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it.
Go ahead.
And these are the names of their leaders.
I don't even want to go into their leaders. Let's go into the children they had. Let's go down to when the Most High called Enoch up to the throne after he was translated. Now this is how it was. Enoch at one point used to come out every day and teach. And then he started coming out once a week. Then once a month. After that, once a year. Then he was then once every 5 years. Then they barely seen him. And then he was gone altogether. He was translated before the Father. Alright? Let's get the judgment of the fallen angels. Let's start at 12 and 1. Behold, these things Enoch was hidden.
Enoch, chapter 12, verse 1. Before these things Enoch was hidden, and no no one of the children of men knew where he was hidden.
So they looked up and they didn't know where he was. Talking about Enoch. It tell you in the Bible that Enoch was translated. He was taken. He didn't die. The Most High took him into the heavens for this specific purpose. Read.
And no one of the children of men knew where he was hidden, and where he abode, and what had become of him. And his activities had to do with the watchers.
And his activities had to do with the watchers. Who are your watchers? Your watchers are the angels that were supposed to watch men and report back to the Most High. And you notice they have satellites, the same number of satellites around the earth today, which are called digital angels. These fallen angels, their children, have given technology to man to actually put watchers back out in space through electronics to do the same courses they did around the earth before they fell. Digital angels are satellites. Read.
And his activities had to do with the watchers.
And his activity had to do with the watchers. Go ahead.
And his days were with the holy ones.
And his days were with the holy ones. He was up where the Father is with the heavenly realm, with the angels. Go ahead.
And I, Enoch, was blessing the Most High of Majesty, and the King of the ages. And lo, the watchers called me, Enoch the scribe, and said to me, Enoch, thou scribe of righteousness, go declare to the watchers of the heaven who have left the high heaven, the holy eternal place.
So he said, I need you to go and declare to these angels. Read.
And have defiled themselves with women.
Now mind you, when Enoch went to speak to them, they have already defiled the earth. The blood of men was crying out to the Most High. The angels heard it. So the Most High said, listen, go get Enoch. Enoch was translated, and now the Most High is telling Enoch what he's to do based on this sin in the earth that will eventually destroy mankind. Read.
And have done as the children of earth do, and have taken unto themselves wives.
They took unto themselves wives. Go ahead.
Ye have wrought great destruction on the earth, and ye shall have no peace, nor forgiveness of sin. And inasmuch as they delight themselves in their children, the murder of their beloved ones shall they see. And over the destruction of their children shall they lament, and shall make supplication unto eternity. But mercy and peace ye shall not attain. And Enoch went out and said, Azazel, thou shalt have no peace.
He told Azazel, thou shalt have no peace. Read.
A severe sentence has gone forth against thee to put thee in bonds, and thou shalt not have toleration, nor request granted to thee, because of the unrighteousness which thou hast taught.
Go ahead.
And because of all the works of godlessness and unrighteousness and sin which thou hast shown to men.
Go ahead.
Then I went and spoke to them all together, and they were all afraid, and fear and trembling seized them. And they besought me to draw up a petition for them, that they might find forgiveness.
So they wanted Enoch to go plead the cause for them before the Most High, asking the Most High to forgive them and allow them entrance back into the heavenly realm. Read.
And they besought me to draw up a petition for them, that they might find forgiveness, and to read their petition in the presence of the Lord of heaven.
Go ahead.
And from thenceforward they could not speak with him, nor lift up their eyes to the heaven for shame of their sins, for they had been condemned. Then I wrote out their petition in prayer in regard to their spirits and their deeds individually.
I need you to go straight to the judgment before the Most High. Right here, where he tells them what will happen to them.
chapter, preliminary final place of punishment.
Yeah, that's it. But let's go straight down where it says what will happen to their children.